Hey, Picks and Parlay family, it's me, Detroit Lenny here with a free NFL pick for you for the preseason. Week 1 is here. Hall of Fame game is in the books. We are moving on to week 1 of preseason. To talk a little NFL, we're going to bring in our guy, Nick Parsons. Talk a little bit of preseasons here, Nick. We're so happy. Little NFL action. Thursday night football, Minnesota Vikings at the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks slight favorite, -4.5 at home. Over under 36.5 here. Where are you going with this one, Nick?
Well, Lenny, obviously every team in the new season, they always enter with big hopes, and that's definitely the case for both Minnesota and Seattle. Seattle's looking to build off a decent season, considering that it had to move on from Russell Wilson. The Hawks will be out to prove that was no fluke with an even better season here in 2023. And then Minnesota, it has to replace Pro Bowl running back Delvin Cook, and it will attempt to stay atop the NFC North. But, the Vikes, they still do have lots of talent. They have Kirk Cousins. They have Justin Jefferson. And, they're still part of a very winnable division, especially without now Aaron Rodgers to deal with. So Minnesota, it's going to be trying to duplicate last year's 13-4 overall record. But, that's going to be easier said than done. It lost Cook and a bunch of other talent. And so that really means that the Vikes are going to take this 3-game preseason seriously, I think. They have to fill up some really important key positions on both sides of the field. Now, Jefferson, he was named the Offensive Player of the Year last season. Neither Cousins nor Jefferson is expected to see much or any time here in this one. That's the same for both teams. But as I said, Minnesota, it has to fill these key positions, and that means that there's going to be plenty of competition. And the defense, it was terrible last year for Minnesota. They gave up 31 points in a home playoff game to the Giants last year. So they did bring in Miami head coach Brian Flores to try and help. On the other side of the field, the Seahawks, they had a great year. Geno Smith, he stepped in. He won Comeback Player of the Year. He finished with 4,282 passing yards and 30 passing touchdowns. He led the Hawks to a 9-8 record. He led them to a wild card berth where they eventually lost to the 49ers. But like the Vikes, the Seahawks aren't expected to play Smith much at all, or if at all. And that's the same for running back Kenneth Walker III and the rest of the starting offense as well. Seattle's weak point last season was also on the defensive end. And as I mentioned, often in the preseason, that's what they were weak on the year before. That's what they work on in the preseason. And so I think that's where Pete Carroll's main focus will be in the preseason this year, and especially in this one. If this were a regular season game, I'd be leaning heavily to the Seahawks. But I think, you can throw out all the regular season stats and strategies out the window here. I think the Vikes have more to work on, but that's a good thing here in this preseason game. Lenny, I'm not going to call for the outright upset, but I'm going to say this one comes down to the wire, so I'll suggest grabbing the points.
I like it. I really do. And for me, it also boils down to second-year coach in Minnesota, Kevin O'Connell.
Right.
He wants to make sure everybody knows those 13 wins aren't fluke. A lot of one-score games there. All the talk is about my Lions in that division all off-season. And, coming out of the Vikings camp, I feel like they are a little disrespected, and they want to make a little bit of a statement. They have more to prove. It's weird. They have more to work on, but they want to make more of a statement. I don't know if that makes sense, but I like the Vikings.
It does.
I'm going to take the points here, but I am going to sprinkle the money line. You know me. I'm going to take that money line. I don't mind that at all. Don't forget, if you're looking for more of Nick Parsons' premium plays at picksandparlays.net, use that promo code MLB. Save yourself 20% off the entire website over there. Till then, on Thursday, August 10th, we're taking the Minnesota Vikings plus the points. Good luck, everybody out there, unless you're against us. Take care.